Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope y'all are having a good one. It's going to be another hot one around here. I'm not sure what we got up to yesterday. I think they said we had a chance at hitting 100, but I think it got up to only 97 or 8 or something like that. So, and today they're saying, I think they're saying 98, but it'll actually feel hotter than yesterday because the humidity is going to be up. So, yay. Let's see who's hanging out with us today. Lonnie's here. Good morning, Lonnie. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, Mark. Let's see, 60 in Southern Oregon, high of 88. That don't sound too bad. Good morning, Leo. 70 degrees now. Low humidity. Yeah, you got a good day up there in Ohio today, it looks like. Good morning, Leo. Good morning, Mr. Galt. He says, morning, everyone. Doctor appointment went well. MRI showed negative cancer. That's awesome news. Good deal, Larry. Jesse's here. Says 84, going up to 98, not counting heat index. AC on in the shop. Going to do some 3D models today. That sounds like a good plan. Just sit back and watch them. Marcelo's here. Good morning. Alan's here. Says good morning from LA. Will be 102. And he's off to cut the grass. If you're going to do it, you better get out there before it gets cranked up. Sean's here this morning. How you doing, Sean? As is Gary Hammett. Good morning, Gary. Clyde's here. How you doing, Clyde? Let's see who else we got here. Thomas Grimm's in the house. 76 headed to 89. That's not too bad. And Kevin Els is here. Good morning, Kevin. George is in the house this morning. Good morning, George. Lots of well wishes for Larry. Good deal. JR's here. Good morning, JR. How's the move going? Hope that's going okay. Wilson's here. Good morning, Wilson. Appreciate the thumbs up. We got a couple of them over there. Yeah. As usual, I don't have much to talk about. I was had kind of a disappointing day yesterday. I got my little switches. I was going to put 3 homing switches on that little 3018, and I was all excited. I thought, I went out there and I was holding them up and I was figuring out how I need to make the mounts to put them on there, and I 3D printed the mounts and all that. And I thought, all right, I'm all set. So I went out there yesterday, ready to put them on. And then I thought, I went to look, and apparently there's more than one kind of thing, because these switches had 3 pins. So of course the cables that come with them, with the little GST connectors on each end, had 3 pins, but the board I'm using only has 2 pins. And I don't know what other kind of board those would go to, unless it's the same Smart Genmitsu board or something. I don't know. But anyway, apparently they're for a different board, and they have a 12 volt, a ground, and let's see, what's the other one? I forget what the other one is. But anyway, I don't need the 12 volt one. But they're not good. I can't force them on there you can't cram a 3-pin connector onto a 2-pin thing. So, but I had ordered some connectors for some other things, a little kit that's got, 1 pin, 2 pin, 3 pin, all that stuff. So I guess I'll end up kind of rewiring the connectors on the end of those things. Just cut it off and not use the red wire for the 12 volt. Because when I got online and looking, there were some other people who'd done the same thing, and they were saying that they'll work. You just have to just not use that third pin, the 12 volt one, because you don't need it with that board. So, which after I thought about it, I thought, well, you idiot, Dave, you should have looked closer, because every limit switch or homing switch I've ever wired before has only had 2 wires. So I don't know what the 12 volt deal, what it's supposed to do, unless there's some kind of little light or something on it that I don't know about, which may be the case. It may light up or something, may have a little LED on it or something. I'll have to look closer. But anyway, since that was a bust, I came in here and spent the day, or a lot of the rest of the day, modeling in Design Spark Mechanical. I'm going to try to kind of sort of duplicate the Z-axis carriage and spindle mount that's on there, only I'm going to try to improve it, make it a little tougher, and I'm going to add a little bit of Z height. Not a whole lot, because I mean, it's a little dinky machine, but it could use a little bit more than what it comes with. So anyway, that's I've got both pieces pretty much drawn, except I need the other components so that I can measure those to know how to put the other stuff in there, like the Acme nut, with the, they use that little spring and then another piece that Clyde says you can still use them switches. I'm still going to use the switches, because like I said, they'll work for what I want to use them for. It's just that I don't really need that 12 volt pin that's on them. I can leave that off and just use the yellow and the white. Or not yellow, the black and white, I guess, is what the other 2 wires were. And it'll work fine. So Mark says waiting sucks, don't it? Well, it's like, other than that little bitty test thing that I did the other day with it, I really haven't cut anything with it, because I've been wanting to, before I get dust everywhere and stuff, I've been wanting to think, well, while it's clean, now's the time. I got out there that first day after I did the live stream where I did the unboxing and assembly, and I got out there the next day, and they supplied enough of that little I don't know what you call it, the spiral stuff that you use for cable management. They provided one big long piece of that, and it was enough to do all of the wiring that's on it now, like to do the spindle from there to the board. That was one piece. And then from each stepper motor to the board. So that was 3. So I had like 4 pieces, and they had it measured out perfectly where it worked just right for that. And of course, I'll probably want to get some more of that if I, once I add these switches and stuff, then you'll have the wires and stuff sticking out for those. So I'll probably get some more of that. And then it's just every time I get ready to do something, like I was out there taking measures, I've got a little sketch right here on a notepad in front of me where I was jotting down as I sketched it, dimensions and stuff, so that I could come in here and get it drawn up. And then I start drawing it up and I go, well, of course, I'm sure I'm probably going to have to run it more than one time to get a perfect fit, because you're trying to get a 3D printed part I want to get it fit so that those bearings press in. So that means you got to get it just right. You can't get it too big because it's too sloppy, or you get it too small and then you can't get it in without breaking it. And so it's got to be just the right size. And the stuff I've done before with 3D printing, I found that sometimes you have to run a little bit, or at least run a test to see how much it, after it cools, it, because you put a hole in something, and then after it cools, it draws up a little bit. So then it might be too tight. Now those little bitty these little bitty bracket things that I did. Let's see if I can hold this like this. These little holes, I measured the screw, and of course they measured a 3 millimeter screw is really just a little under 3 millimeters. So I went ahead and made those holes 3 millimeters, and then that, once this thing got cool, it drawed up enough so that I could still take the screw, and it was perfect for using the screw to cut the threads in this, and they worked perfect. So I didn't have to drill anything out, or I didn't have to go back and make the hole bigger or whatever. But sometimes you just don't know till you run one. So, but I see they sell, and what I may do is I figure, well, while I'm going ahead and doing this, I mentioned in that live stream that I have, when I say I have a ton of them, I have I have a lot of them. I'll bet I have 100 or so pieces of that 1/2 inch by 10 5-start lead screw, and I think that would be perfect to use for these. So I might even try to redesign the one under the table, the one for the X. I probably leave the Z the way it is, because it doesn't have to be that big. But anyway, I might just go ahead and do that. But I got to figure out what I'm going to use, because then when you go to 3D print this part, you have to have it sized for whatever kind of component you're going to use. But oh, that coffee's so good this morning. Let's see. Larry says, thanks everyone. It's been a worrisome month waiting. Yeah. So glad it went well, Larry. You got this, brother. Let's see here. Solar Man's in the house. Good morning, Ryan. Hope you're doing well. You got any updates on the shop, or have you had a chance to get back out there? Has it been too hot, or what? Larry says, I was out at 5 a.m. watering stuff and noticed some plants all in a line with the moon. Okay. That's interesting. Landis says, good morning. Power finally back on. Went out yesterday at 4 p.m. Came back on this morning. Really bad storm here. Okay. So it was a storm that knocked the power out, or because it won't surprise me at all. The way this heat is so far, here it is. We just barely into summer. And it won't surprise me at all if we start having some of them, well, they call them brownouts and stuff. Wouldn't surprise me if we have a few of them. Of course, and then they want to plug in a bunch of electric cars too. So, yeah, okay. Sure, that'll work. Let's see. Ryan says, going to start working on the shop and it starts raining. Might be able to get some done later today. Well, have you got the, well, I guess you're going to work on the outside, I guess, putting more screws in that metal or something. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Klondike says that's one of the great things about prototyping with a 3D printer. If the first one doesn't work right, it's easy to redesign the part and print it again. I know it's, I had a lot of fun the other day make it because I've got like 2 or 3 here that were like this first one. I think I showed it the other day. I know you guys can't see this, but look at this. I can't even do my hands right. This one I made the standoffs. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking it would have to, make that switch stick out farther. So I made these standoffs a lot taller. And then as soon as I made it, put a switch on it and took it out there and held it up to the machine, I'm like, no, that's too much. So I cut that back. And then I'd put a switch on another one and go take it out there and go, okay, yeah, that's what I want. And then I go, okay, well, now I need to make this part longer. So yeah, I made 2 or 3 iterations of the first little sketch I made. But I really like the 3D printing stuff now that I'm, got other things I'm actually using it for. And I can't wait to figure out this. I think I'm going to go ahead and, because I have, instead of me ordering components from Amazon that are like what, in fact, I thought about, dang, Dave, the stupid thing isn't but $154. I should just buy a whole nother machine and just have all the have all the parts to measure before I, without putting it together. Because $154, you can buy the whole dadgum shooting match. I'm pretty sure it's still available for that. I'll look while I'm talking about that. I bet it's still the same. And I saw there's another one that's they still call it a 3018, but it's got the frame's different. Instead of having the Bakelite uprights, it has the extrusion, the aluminum extrusion. Then it has a 3D printed. I'll show you here. It make no sense of me sitting here doing all this when I got the screen right here. Let's see. Let's go back here. We'll start here. Let me share my screen here. Yeah, now see, this is the one I bought, and it's still $154 for the whole thing. And this is what I'm talking about right here. This the carriage, I'm gonna call it the X carriage or whatever, and then this part right here. Well, yeah, I guess you can see where I'm pointing. That holds the spindle. They're what I would call the weak link, just because I found out. I mean, let's look at this for a second. If you don't have a homing switch on it, for example, if you don't have a switch at the top of the Z, you can raise that up, and you can see in this photo it's got a little bit of a gap there, but you could, if you don't stop it, it'll go on up and hit that, which, it's plastic, so it's liable to crack it and break it. Same thing going down, only you don't really have a risk of going down too far because, you're going to be having your material there and stuff. But so if you don't have the switches and stuff there, you could probably pull that up there and crack it pretty easy, I'm thinking. And I found that you have to be careful when, because I'm using Vectric VCarve Pro to program things for this. And I've been doing these little test programs, and basically I'll set it up and just cut air. So I'll lower the Z down, but I'll leave it up above the spoil board and set the 0 there. But then I forget that when you program something in VCarve Pro, whatever you have your safe Z set at, And for example, when the program ends, by default, mine has always been set at like 0.8, which is 20.32 millimeters in metric. Well, that is great for a grown-up CNC, but when you get to one of these little ones and I'm cutting there and I don't bring the Z way down before I zero it, then I'm just cutting there and it finishes running the program and it goes up that 20.32 millimeters, it's too far and it hits the top. So I've done that a couple of times and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to mess around and break this Z thing before I can ever even get another one printed. Let's see what that other one, I'll turn this off while I'm searching here. I'll show you the other one that I've been seeing that's only slightly more than this one, I think. Now watch me have a hard time finding it now that I'm looking for it. Yeah, I don't see it now. I could have sworn I saw it a minute ago. Let me go back here. Yeah, one more. There it is. Let me see if I can find that one. Yeah, here's the other one I'm talking about. Now this one's a little bit more. It's 179, but this one, instead of having the bakelite, it has aluminum extrusion, and it has like a plate that screws onto that, and then you can see how it works. It's got little things that fasten to the aluminum extrusion. Now I'm not liking that spindle thing at all, because that one doesn't have the ER11. It just has that. That's pretty rinky dink right there. But yeah, but that one is, for only what is 179, so for $25 more than what I paid for that other one. Oh, here's the boards. Let's look at these boards. Where'd these boards go? Here they are. Let's see if we can get. Okay, now if you look down to the lower right, where that right above where my cursor is now, and you look at the bigger picture, it says XYZ limit. You see how it's all those have the little two pin things. And those even look like they have the different kind of connectors. The DuPont connectors looks like on that one. But anywho. But yeah, I think maybe I'd be smart if I'm going to go ahead and try to make a new thing like that 3D print one. If I'm going to modify it, I might as well go big, right? And put the half 10 5-star leads, especially since there's free. I got a ton of those out there, and I've got couplings. I've got the Acme, the Delrin Acme nut with the anti-backlash spring on stuff already built in, so it'd be easy to cut that little pocket into the side of that thing, and I think it'd be pretty slick, and it'd be a whole lot better than what's on there now. Although, it's not like you need to improve it much, because it is a little dinky thing. Yeah, Clyde, that one that I'm looking at here, it looks like if my board had those kind of 2-pin connectors, the 3-pin would work fine, because the other one would just hang over the side. But I don't have those kind of things on the board. Mine has the kind where it's the whole little thing that goes all the way around the pin, the plug, and so there's no way you can cram it on there. These, it looks like it has just the pins sticking up. And if I had one like that, I could just stick that on there and it would hang over, but mine's not like that. Clyde says, I have those switches on my small mail. Later, I'll go check, pin out, and get back to you. Yeah. Well, it says right on, and I don't have the switches. They're out in the shop. But if you turn it over and put your glasses on where you can read, because you know how it is, it's really small print. But on the pins, when you plug the plug in, it has red, black, and white, or red, white, and black. I don't remember the order. But the red one is on one side, and that's the one when you put the plug in the way it'll fit, because it only fits one way. That's for 12 volt. And then the other two, I think, are ground and signal, I think is what they call the other one. But yeah, I know they'll work. I just have to just not use that 12 volt pin. Just put the stuff. I need to make a 2-pin thing and put it on just the other two, and be able to get it into the. Ryan says you could desolder them and put the pins. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. Try to take one of them plugs apart and stuff, I guess. But I got a set of plugs coming today. Amazon's I already had them ordered because I knew I was going to need some plugs for that little probe thing, the little hockey puck thing, because it's got bare wires on the other end. So that's the reason I bought that kit. And now it turns out I'm going to be needing to use that kit to redo some other stuff I get. Yes. But I'm also curious too. You know, I have no business buying another one of these silly things. But I like tinkering with stuff and learning about how this stuff works. I'm almost tempted to buy another one, but buy the one that has, I told you there's one that has the board that will work with Mach 3, so you can run Mach 3 with it. So, or you can buy just that board, and the board is, it's only about $50, I think, for the board. That's what I mean. It's weird how you can buy a whole thing like this for $154, but then when you start buying the stuff separately, and start adding it up, it's like, how do they make any money? So, I guess it's because they make them by the gajillions. And like I said, they're really, really popular now with people that are getting into, when I say people, I mean people that don't have a clue about CNC and they want to get in just for a little bit, which I think is a great thing. I think it's a great thing. I wish I could see more people buying these things for their kids instead of, the other crap they buy. They'll spend, $1,400 to buy a brand new iPhone for Junior, but probably would balk it, buying something like this. Of course, Junior might not want it anyway. He'd probably rather have the iPhone. But anyway, all right, there's my bell. I guess I should get ready to go. But I will at some point, maybe not today, but today or tomorrow, I'll have some limit switches on that dadgum thing. Well, I say limit switches, but I'm only going to put 3. I really want them for homing switches. I want to be able to home it. But while I'm waiting on that, I may go ahead and I got some more bits coming today too. I bought this set, this little dinky set. This got some ball nose end mill, a couple of little tiny V bits, and some little tiny end mills here. And then I got some. And when I say I'm buying these things are like, I forget. I think this was like $13, and there's 10 bits in here. So, don't cost Don't cost much. A lot better, a lot cheaper than a white side or a CMT or something like that. How long they'll last, I don't know, but maybe that's why they make them so cheap, knowing you're probably going to break them or something pretty quick. But anyway, I got a set with a little bit larger set of end mills, and I say larger, they're still 1/8 diameter and stuff. So, Sean says, share a link to the bits if you can. All right, I'll well, hold on. I can probably do that right now because I've ordered both. I don't know which ones you want, but I will. Let's see right here. And mind you, these will be Amazon affiliate links. Let me disclose that because if I'm going to share a link, I might as well make a nickel if I can. Okay, this first one is the one to the Sane Smart Jinmitsu 10-piece. These are the end mill CNC router bits, and it goes from 1.5 diameter all the way in. They keep different sizes all the way up to 3.175 millimeter, which is 1/8, and of course they're all 1/8 shank. So there's that one that I just put in there. And then the one for the other one, the other set of 10 is right here. Come on, Amazon. Okay, so this second one here is for, and again, these are the Jinmitsu, so they're the Sane Smart ones. This is CNC router bits, 1/8 inch shank, end mill 3.175, which is 1/8. Single flute ball nose, V groove, CNC cutter for nylon, resin, ABS, acrylic, PVC, MDF, hardwood, 10 pieces, yada, yada, yada. But, I take that back. These were more than 13. Now, there's something that was 13. These were about $24 for these 10. Yeah, so that's about $2 or something a piece. And then the other ones were let's see, how much were they? They were 13. The end mills was $13.13, and there's 10 of them in there. So, okay. But now that I'll have a good variety of bits for that little thing, because I want to try to do. I got a little round piece it's just a scrap piece of drop but it's walnut, and I thought, well, I need to try to do some little round, 3D thing, maybe an eagle or something, just to play around and see how it does. But I need an end mill to do a roughing pass, and then I need use one of these little ball nose or something to do the finish pass. So anyway, I may go ahead and try to do that today, since because I can still run it without those homing switches. I just hope it don't mess up, because if it does, then I can't get back to where I was. So anyway, that was my little timer a while ago. So let me get out of here. Everybody have an awesome Thursday. Stay cool, man. If you're out there peeling around, cutting grass or whatever, stay hydrated, because it will put a whooping on you if you're not careful, especially that humidity. So everybody have a good one, and we will see y'all tomorrow, I guess, for number 510. See y'all.